Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another heavy rotation video. Try to do these once a week. I'm going to be a little bit more vigilant about that in December because I made this commitment to do a video every day in December, and it's harder than I thought it would be. So I'm excited to be able to do it, but at the same time, it takes a lot of work. So, and a lot of ideas. So anyways, thank you guys. A lot of people have sent in their ideas on videos, and those are helpful, and some of them I do, and some of them I may not, but good ideas nonetheless I've been getting. So anyways, this is just, if this is your first time tuning into a weekly or heavy rotation, it's just what I've been into this week, what I've been finding, what I've been listening to, all that stuff. There's other things I'm listening to. I do stream things all the time. When I'm driving in my car or something, I can't be listening to a record. So anyways, this is the vinyl things I've been into this week. Went on a couple really cool digs, got some things from those, and then so I'll go into that as I get into the video. This is one that I meant to include last week, but I forgot to because it was sitting right here on the shelf if you watched last week's video. But this is Ronno. This is called Fourth Hour of My Sleep / Powers of Darkness. I picked this up because I'll give you a second to guess why I picked it up. It's because it's a Vertigo. When I was in the attic, you guys have seen my attic dig videos when I went to that guy's house and he was in the attic. This was in there, and I grabbed it just because it was Vertigo, and not only was it, just that it was Vertigo, you can see, I could tell it was like an early 70s type thing, and for some reason, I knew that Ronno was Mick Ronson. I don't know how I knew that. I don't remember if I'd heard that before or what, but Mick Ronson was a guitar player. I knew him because he played for Bowie. So Bowie, you guys know the Bowie album, Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars. Spiders from Mars was actually a band, and they were quite good. Mick Ronson was the guitar player of that band, and this is his solo band. So they never put out an LP. This is the instance when I will collect a 45, is when the band never put anything else out. So this is the only thing Ronno ever put out. This is an extremely rare 45. It's got a little bit of value to it, but it's one of those things. I don't know that I'll ever see another one again. Fourth Hour of My Sleep, the A side is okay. It's the hit side, but the Powers of Darkness is a killer tune. Mick Ronson's a really great guitar player, and this is a lot more hard rock, psychedelic. It's more like Sabbathy than anything, but yeah, I was glad to get it. I bought it on a whim, and this was one of the 45s he pulled out, and he's like, this one might be worth some money. So he actually, the first time I pulled it out was like a month ago, and he took it and he looked it up and he did some research on it, and he charged me like $30 for this, which is a lot less than it goes for. But so anyways, that's probably the most I've ever spent on a 45. I just don't put a lot of money into 45s, but this is a really cool one, and like I said, they didn't put anything else out. So that's a cool one that I had for last week. So listen to that Powers of Darkness if you get a chance. It's a killer tune. This week, I met up with a guy. I've been trying to get up with him forever. He's been coming in the shop, and he works locally, and his mom passed away, and he's trying to sell her records. So he brought in a handful to me the other day, and they were in rough condition, but the titles were really good. Albert King, B.B. King, Howlin' Wolf, almost all blues. Or he had some soul jazz and stuff too. So I was like, he's like, I want you to come to the house and buy everything because there's tons more. So I was really keen on going over there. Even if it's in rough shape, there's a chance there could be something good in there that's not in rough shape. So I finally made it up to his house. I scheduled 20 times to go over there, and always he canceled on me for one reason or another. Finally he didn't, and I got over there the other day, and he had tons of stuff. So I'll just show you. He had a ton of blues. None of it was killer blues. It was all it's okay. I mean, it was all good artists, but it was all 80s releases. So, you know what I mean? With blues, I mean, the B.B. King 80s releases, they're worth like $8, $10 maybe. So, these are the things that I actually kept from that. I'm big on blues. So, if there's something I don't have and I think I need it, I'll keep it. I don't care. So, this Mighty Joe Young, Blues with a Touch of Soul. Mighty Joe Young's a really cool blues guy, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about him. This is on the Delmark label, but this is one of the earlier ones that she had, and I don't even know what this is worth. I mean, it's probably worth like $20, maybe 30. But this one's not too bad a shape. Has some writing on the cover, but other than that, you know, it's not too bad. Muddy Waters is one of my favorites. This is, was it Live at Mr. Kelly's? This is a really cool record. I've actually never seen this before. I don't know. When I was flipping through, I thought it was like some sort of compilation or something, but it's not. It's Live at Mr. Kelly's. It's on Chess. It's pretty cool. So I grabbed that. This is Albert King, The Pinch. Albert King, Blues at Sunrise. It's on Stax. Here's another Mighty Joe Young, Legacy of Blues, Volume 4. Albert Collins, Frozen Alive. I don't think I have this. And I never noticed, but I guess this cover is like, you know, when you scrape your windshield off. I think that white part's supposed to be frost. I never noticed that until I looked at it from the viewfinder. Albert King, San Francisco. Albert Collins and the Icebreakers, live in Japan. And Albert King, I'm in a phone booth, baby. I never heard of this. I'm like an Albert King, Albert Collins, Muddy Waters completist. I mean, as long as I have the recording. I mean, when I say completist, I mean like if I have the recording. There's a lot of like live stuff and like compilations. I don't collect compilations usually, unless there's something significant about them. But anyways, the one in there that I was really stoked on, and a lot of times like I'll see something, I'm not 100% sure of the value, but I know it's got some value to it. I'm not like an encyclopedia in my head. I have an idea, and that's based on like calculations and schematics. No, that's based on like the label and how often I see it. Then I'll know like if it's worth money. But this one is Ivan Boogaloo Joe Jones. This is Sweetback. This is a rare one. So I knew Boogaloo Joe Jones from this record. This is a lot more common. You see this a lot more often. This is a really, really good record, and I think you can get it for like $25, $30, something like that. But he's just like, you've heard me talk about Mel Brown. Mel Brown's crazy good. But he's a lot like Mel Brown. He's very jazzy guitar, but also has some blues feel and some soul feel to it. Really dynamic guitar player. And I love this record to death. And I guess it's really nice in the shrink copy. I've had this for years. Love it. But I've never even seen this one. I knew it was worth some money because I've never seen it. And it's on this like, this really basic looking, this Joka Records. I don't know. So I looked this up online after I got home and was listening to it. I was like, man, this is good. And actually, like, the cover's got some ring wear, but the vinyl on it isn't bad. It's probably like VG+. And so I cleaned it. Like, it looked really bad. I cleaned it really well, and it came out really nice. And it's a fantastic record. Really good. Almost like a jazzier, bluesier, more soulful Chet Atkins type feel, if you can imagine that. But was stoked to get this. Look this up online. I think the median on Discog's like 180, so it's like a pretty rare one. But I was stoked to find that in that heap of stuff. I mean, there's a ton of stuff like I do buy stuff like that sometimes because I have like a ton of B.B. King and Marvin Gaye and Al Green in the dollar bin, and like sometimes the covers are Roach, the vinyl is VG, but it's $1. You know, and I get a lot of kids that come in there, they're in high school, they don't have any money. So they'll buy like $1 or $2 records and go. And they can get really good quality music. They don't care. I mean, they're not audiophiles, they don't care. So I like getting collections like that, you know, not that expensive stuff, and people can afford it. So that was kind of the beauty of that collection. And I got other things that walked in the shop this week. One is this Visitors. This is a really cool record. I mean, If you see that record, you're buying it. I don't care who you are. This is like a French prog band. It's nuts. I listened to this several times this week after I got it. I've been wanting it for a long time. The original pressings are like $500 or $600. I don't know. Love to get an original. This is a reissue, but this is a really cool prog record. I mean, it's dynamite. Absolutely. This is my flavor of prog. It is off the wall. This is not your Yes and King Crimson. This is a little bit more out there, and I love it. So good. Going off the other side of the universe here. This is a White Stripes Elephant. This is a really good record. I've never had this record, I don't think. There's times where I own some White Stripes stuff, but unless it's something special that comes across and I really like it, I don't really usually keep it. I may not keep this for very long. It just depends. But this is the, I think this is a vault pressing of this. It's like the split color vinyl, and this is the rare one. But anyways, I may end up keeping this, I may not, but I put it on the other day, and I was like, man, I forgot how good the White Stripes are. And also, today I listened to the Foo Fighters a lot, which is weird. I never listened to Foo Fighters. And I was thinking, I heard a Foo Fighters song, and I was like, man, that's a good song. So I really don't like the Foo Fighters very much. And I started thinking, I was like, do I like the Foo Fighters very much? And I turned on, I just put them up on Apple Music and started listening to the top, songs. And the first 6 or 7, I knew every word. I was like, man, I guess I kind of do like the Foo Fighters. And then I was remembering when I was a kid, there's a handful of songs that I learned on guitar when I first started. And the first song I could ever play and sing to at the same time, I believe, was, it was a Foo Fighters song. I can't remember. Times Like These. Times like these, you learn to live, girl. So good. This was one I've never heard of before. This was Paul Owens and the Capital City Star Singers. Jesus is on the Main Line. This is killer soul. This is gospel soul. It is so good. I was shocked by how much I liked this. There is some soul gospel stuff that just hits you right. And this is one of them. This is a really, really cool record. This is on ABC Songbird. So it's not incredibly rare, but it's got a little bit of value to it. And man, I've listened to this a couple times this week. It's just dynamite soul. It's so good. Another one, this little teaser. I have a guy that works at the shop with me, Jeremy. If you've come to the shop, you've seen him. He's very punk rock. He's got long hair, and he's got tattoos all over his body. I'm guessing. I know they're on his arms. Anyways, and so we filmed this 3-part series about punk. Proto-punk, punk, and post-punk is what they are, respectively. So the other day, we filmed all 3 episodes. They're all 30 minutes each. They're really good. Had a lot of fun. And so those are dropping tomorrow and every Tuesday. So every Tuesday for the rest of December, I guess, the next 3, I'm dropping an episode of Punk with Jeremy, and it's going to be really cool. I'm excited for you guys to see it because it was a lot of fun. But anyways, he was talking about this record, The Misfits, and he explained it a lot better than I do. Just tune in to see his explanation because I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said that this would have been one of the most amazing records if it was actually released. This wasn't released till the 90s, I don't think. And he said that they released some singles off of this material, but they went in the studio with the intention of releasing this as a full album. And it never got released properly as a full album until the 90s. And he said if it had been released at the time, it would have been really groundbreaking for punk. Anyways, I was like, man, I need to get that. And the next day, someone traded it in. And I was like, yeah, so this is not valuable. You can get this. This is a reissue. I mean, it's not a reissue. It's just not old. And it's pretty good. I do like the Misfits a lot, and I like this stuff. So I'm going to probably spend some more time with it. But I got that this week. Somebody brought in a box of records, and pretty much everything in it was garbage, except for a couple. And this is one, Charles Earland, the Dynamite Brothers. This is a soundtrack, and it's on Prestige. Some of these blaxploitation movies have some absolute insane, funky, soulful soundtracks. A lot of people collect these. This is worth $30 probably, but this was in that box. I was like, ooh, I like that. I'm going to listen to that. And it was good. Very, very good funk. Just, you guys, I've been finding a lot of funk. I mean, a lot of people are like, people have been asking, are you going to shift from psych to funk? No, I've always been funky. But I've been finding a lot of funk lately. So, you know, what am I supposed to do? Not be funky? But go against my nature. Anyways, but this is really good. I just have always talked about Psych a lot more. I got really excited about Psych for a long time, and I still am. But, man, there's a lot of other stuff out there that I really like also. So I'll probably talk more about that. I haven't talked a lot about funk because I'm not a funkologist, okay? But I'm going to share what I find. So this one I've been wanting just for the cover. I had not heard it. I knew it had to be good, but I had not heard it. This is J.D. Blackfoot. This came in with that record and a bunch of other trash. This is J.D. Blackfoot, Crazy Horse. And you guys know, I'm a buffalo man. Bison's my favorite animal. It's on my shirt, right? Look at that. All my shirts. So I was excited to see this in that box, and I put it on. I'd heard J.D. Blackfoot's first record is really good. And this one had like a really cool feel to it. A lot of like Native American music influence you could tell on it. It's like psychedelic folk country. It's really good. It's a really cool record. Very unique. But I had a good time listening to that one. Someone brought this in. It's Alice in Chains Facelift. It is on yellow vinyl. This is a reissue, obviously. The original pressings of this are like $1,000. No, they're not. They're like $300, $400. They're super rare. So this is, you know, it's one of those grunge records I may never find. So this will be a good placeholder till then. This is so good. Someone traded it in, and I was like, you know, when you're a record store clerk, when I'm there, I'm 100% working my butt off. When I'm at the record store, usually there are times when I get to talking to customers and I lose my track. But I'll be pricing records like crazy, and then like I'm also a DJ at the same time. So sometimes the record's over and I can't stand to be quiet in there, so I'll just throw in whatever just to keep it from being quiet because I'm busy. And this had just come in, and I was like, I hadn't heard this in a while. I threw it on, and I was like, man, I forgot how good that was. I always say that, but I do. Like, I mean, you know, you can't remember every album all the time, and so that's really good stuff. The Attic dig, I got this. This was another one that he was like, I'm going to hang on to that, and I'll let you know if I want to sell it and how much. So this might be the most I paid for a record over there. For some reason, he wanted a lot for this. This is the Feminine Complex, Live in Love. This is a really cool record. I pulled it out. I mean, I've seen it before. I've never owned a copy. This one's mint. Okay, it's in the shrink. It's got that 99-cent sticker. It's got all the things that make you warm and fuzzy inside. You know, the front you think, oh, this might be, I mean, these ladies got some big hair, and this might be some sort of pop record. The font kind of hints to the psychedelia. But look at this picture on the back. You know this is going to be wild. They're having a good time. This is so good, I think. It's female-driven psych folk rock. There's a lot of really rocky numbers in here. There's some folk ditties. But this is a really killer record. It's worth a good bit. And actually, when I pulled it out, I didn't think it was worth that much. I thought it was maybe worth like $40. It's worth like $80. But anyways, I can't remember how much I paid him for it. I think I gave him like $50 for it. Because it's one of those, I'm never gonna find a cleaner one than this. And so this is a really, really cool record. If you see this, it's not like this pop cheapo record. It's really good. Someone 2 months ago brought this in, and it's just been I have a box that I take back and forth to work with me to listen to. It's just been stuck in my box. I haven't pulled it out yet to show because I've been listening to it so much. This is Mo. What's the name of this record? Fat Boy. So back in my hippie days, I used to be a hippie. Don't tell anybody. I listened to Mo a lot. I really like Mo. And I went to a lot of Mo concerts. Not a lot, but like, you know, a reasonable amount of Mo concerts, like 3. Really liked Mo. I was infatuated with their like synchronicity and their timing and their like, it was very impressive, but very good jam band type stuff. This is, you know, your Widespread, Panic, Fish, Grateful Dead, Allman Brothers hippies love this crap, you know. This is really good jam rock, and I love it. And this album was one, I think when I was younger, I really wanted it on vinyl, but it was, I don't even know that it was on vinyl. I mean, it came out in 92, so I don't know. But someone traded it in, I was like, ooh. And this is not a 2015 reissue, but still, I mean, it's great. It's good stuff. I mean, it brings me back. I can't objectively look at it because I listened to it when I was so young. It's kind of hard to be objective about it. This is another one I've been listening to a good bit here lately. Nebraska, Bruce Springsteen. I'm not a Springsteen guy. I'm sorry, I just can't with a lot of his stuff. I think he's a fantastic songwriter. I think he's legendary. I have listened to a lot of his records, not all of them, but a lot of them, and they're okay. They're not bad, but there's just not something. There's some people that are nuts about him, and I may get to that point at some point in my life. I think he's an incredible songwriter. I think he's very good, but it's just not. It just don't hit me right. I don't know. It's not something that's going to make me go nuts. But like I said, if I'm hearing Springsteen, I'm not turning it off. It's not bad. This record is very good. This is my favorite of his. This is the most stripped down acoustic singer-songwriter type record. Very, you know, it hits me in my Townes Van Zandt spot, you know. Very good stuff. I really like this record. This is in good shape. It's a promo. So I kept that, and I've been listening to that a good bit. So this is, there's a guy, he's a DJ. Amerigo Gazaway. I think I'm shooting from the hip here. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's his name. But he does these records to where he does mashups of all these songs, which is pretty cool. But a friend of mine, Kyle, if you're watching, holla at you. He's probably not watching. Highly doubt it. But he's all into hip hop. And he brought this record in the other day when he was in. He's like, hey, you need to hear this. This is really good. Because he knows I like Miseducation Lauryn Hill. I love that record. And this is Nina Simone and Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Eunice Wayman. This is insanely good. I don't know where you can find this. This is a bootleg. I think the guy's on Instagram. I don't know. You might be able to search it on Apple Music or just YouTube. But it's so good. It's stuff from the Fugees and Lauryn Hill, but it also has like Nina Simone singing. It's a masterpiece mashup. It is so freaking good. He does a lot of other ones too. I can't remember all the other ones he does. But this is seriously good. If this is my favorite one that he did, and I was able to find this online and bought it. I never go online and buy a record for full price. I never do that. And I did for this. So that's really good stuff. My distributor didn't have it because it's a bootleg. So anyways, this is another one I meant to show last time. This is Thunder Tree. Really good psychedelic hard rock record. I've been looking for this forever. And when I was digging at a friend's house for Black Friday, and he pulled this out, and he knew I'd have to have it, and I did. So I've been looking for it for a good long while. I was really glad to add this to the collection. Really good. Just guitar rock, psychedelic. It's not as psychedelic as it is like early hard rock, but it's very good stuff. And then a couple more here. That same dig, I got this Face Dancers. This is misleading. The cover is. I didn't know what this record was. I thought this is gonna be a folk record. Put it on. It's a little folky, but it got real good. I'm not averse to folk music, but I usually like my music a little hard and heavy, if I can. You know, there's some, you know, Townes Van Zandt's not hard and heavy. I love him. This is really good folk. Some really good guitar licks on this. It gets fuzzy, it gets dirty, it gets real good. So this is I guess you'd call this folk psych. I don't know, but this is a really cool record. I was glad to get that one. And when I got it, I bought it. It was a total blind buy, and paid off. This GNR Lies, I don't know why I kept this. Someone traded it in. It was in really good shape. It's in the shrink. It's got the hype sticker, and I was about to price it and put it out, and I was like, having flashbacks when I was a kid, how much I wanted this album, and how much I loved Guns N' Roses as a kid. And, you know, now I always listen to weird, obscure stuff like 90% of the time. And I was like, I think I want to listen to Guns N' Roses right now. Threw it on, had to keep it. So I do, the only Guns N' Roses records I have Appetite, and then I have Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. All those are original pressings, and the Appetite is the band cover. But you have to. This was one of my favorite bands growing up. I mean, as every like kid that's into rock that's 15 years old, I love Guns N' Roses. They're so good. So this brought me back, and it was nostalgic, and I kept it. Sorry. Last one. I showed this one last time, and I gotta just show it again. Dolly Parton, Jolene. Since last episode, my dates are blurring, but I started listening to this podcast, and I've heard a bunch of people talk about it and recommend it to me because people know I listen to podcasts, and they're like, "Hey, you should listen to this. You should listen to that." Several people have recommended that I listen to this podcast. It's Dolly Parton's America. I think it's what it's called. Pretty sure. It is really good. It's really good. If you don't like Dolly Parton, it's really good. But the basis of the whole podcast is, and I've listened to like 3 or 4 episodes, is that everyone loves Dolly Parton. She's somebody that, like, no matter what walk of life you are, and not every individual, but every walk of life respects her. So not only like redneck people who like country music, but like all sorts of people, Republicans, Democrats, everybody from every walk of life likes Dolly Parton. So I started like listening to a lot of her songs, and they go over some like lyrics that she wrote that were really good, and I was like, man, she was a good songwriter, like really, really good. And I mean, I'm guilty of always hearing Dolly Parton and seeing her, and she's like iconic, but you know, she's kind of, I mean, she can be the butt of a joke sometimes, and she takes it on stride, and she just like, she's a pro, man. But she seriously is a phenomenal songwriter. I mean, unreal, some of her songs. Like, some of the lyrics are funny, but they're deep, and they hurt. Like, that is good stuff. So I have been listening to that record a lot, and actually been trying to find some of her earlier ones too, like Hello, I'm Dolly. I think it's the first one. I would really like to get that, but I don't know. I never thought I'd be like into Dolly Parton, but I think society spins her a lot as, you know, Dolly. What's it called? Dolly Town, Dolly World, Dollywood. I went there as a kid a lot. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. If you hit the button, hit the subscribe button, and follow us on Instagram. Thank you all for watching this. Now that's the end of the video, only the true fans are watching. I've been working on something really exciting for the past week, and you'll probably find out about like tomorrow or the next day. But I can't say anything else. It's very top secret. But I've been really excited about it. So stay tuned.